Setting up a Facebook business manager, setting up a Facebook business page or an ad account is not super tough, but if you don't know what you're doing or if you've never done it before, it can be a little worrisome. You might feel like, am I doing this right? I'm going to walk you through how to do all of those things in this video. 2 things before we begin is 1, how Facebook organizes their assets. Your client can't just go in and start a Facebook business account. It has to have a personal account. That personal account owns assets, like a business page, like a business manager, like an ad account, okay? So now that that's understood, the hierarchy of how Facebook ownership works, you have a personal account that owns things. The next thing I want to make sure is very clear is whenever you're creating something, do it inside of your business manager. Do it through your business manager. So when you're creating a business Facebook page, go into your business manager and create it there. If you're creating an ad account, go into your business manager and create it there. I'm going to show you how to do that. The reason that this is so important is because your ownership of those assets are going to be so much more simplified when you do it through your business manager rather than just creating another business page under your profile. Let's go ahead and jump in. Before we create a business manager, Facebook page, or ad account, first I want to start to protect your main account. When you start to advertise through your Facebook is going to have a little bit more higher of an alert on your account than it would just a regular Facebook profile. And so we want to lower the reasons that Facebook has to flag your account. And the first thing that we want to make sure happens is that 2-factor authentication is turned on. Now with your clients, if you watch them log in, if they get texted a code to log in, they already have that turned on. So you can check that off your mental list. You don't have to set that up. However, if they don't, it's one of the easiest things that you can do to make sure that their account is protected. And it's really going to reduce the issues that you have with Facebook. So on their profile, you're just going to select their picture up here. You're going to go to Settings and Privacy. We'll click on Settings again. And then we're going to go see more in Accounts Center. And that's going to take us to this Meta Account Center where we can go to Password and Security, 2-factor authentication. And then you would select their profile and it would ask you to re-enter your password. Once you hit your password in, hit Submit. And then it's going to ask you which kind of security method you want to have on your account. They recommend the authentication app. The only problem is oftentimes when people choose the authentication app, they either forget about it or they delete it later because they forgot that it was for Facebook. We always chose to get a code through text messages. It seems like that was the easiest one for our customers. So you'd hit that, you'd select Next, and then you would add in the phone number that they want on file where Facebook could text them a code. So every time they log in, they will get texted a code to their phone number and then they'll be able to access their account. I'm not going to walk through the rest of this just because this is a dummy account and I don't want anything to mess up on my actual account. I only have one phone number, you guys. Now, once you've set up your 2-factor authentication, the next thing that I recommend you do is confirm your identity. Now, this is optional at this point. Eventually, if you're running lots of ads, Facebook is going to require this of you. Sooner or later, it's coming around. So you might as well get ahead of it before this problem arises, before your account gets restricted. You're going to select Identity Confirmation, and then you're going to select Get Started. If you really want to make your account bulletproof, running ads about social issues, elections, or politics will make you that way. You don't have to do this route. You can just select protect your account and that's fine as well. If you do decide to go this route, they will actually mail you a physical letter with a code on it. And once that gets to your house, then you can come back in here and finish confirming your identity. Okay. So that's why this one is so bulletproof, is because they physically know you have an address that they can send something to and verify that it's you. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and select protect your account. Now, it won't let me go farther than that because I haven't set up my two-factor authentication. But for you, since this is already done, there will be a section where it asks you to upload your ID. I want to give you some good examples of what they're looking for because this can get rejected if it's not properly formatted. Okay, so here's my little pretend example. So let's say I'm this girl and I have my driver's license and I'm taking a picture of it on my phone on my desk, okay? If I submitted it like this, Facebook would reject this. And it's because there's so much space above and around that their bots might not be able to recognize this. They would just automatically reject this. So what you're going to want to do is make sure when you are editing your picture for your ID that it fills up the majority of your screen, okay? And the nice thing about phones is you can actually bring these in too, so there's no edges, right? So do your best to get it as clean as possible where it's just your ID. Now, the other thing that would get flagged for this is pretty blurry. If your image is too blurry, again, the system won't be able to read it and you will get rejected. If you cover your bases with both those things, if your image is clear and if it doesn't have really much of a background, including this white space, you guys, if I could edit that in, I would. But on your phones, you'll be able to do that. Then you should be good to go. All right, so now that our account is a little bit more protected, the next thing we're gonna do is go to business.facebook.com/settings. And keep this URL. You're gonna use it often. This takes you directly to your business manager or to your client's business manager. Now, what happens if you don't have a business manager and you need to create one? Let's walk through that right now. If you don't have a business manager, when you type this in, it's going to automatically take you to a page that looks like this. Now, Facebook is constantly changing, so your page may look exactly like this, or it may look a little bit different. That's okay. It's basically going to be the same process. So click create an account, and the business/account name, it's just in case you create multiple, they just want to keep it organized. So I would advise my clients to name this after their company. So Kelly Chiropractic will be the company that I'll be setting this up for. And then their business email can be the same email they use to log in with Facebook. Sometimes that's the easiest, but it can also be their business email if they have one. All right, and then we'll go ahead and hit submit. Okay, your Facebook account is too new to create a business account. Try again later. So sometimes Facebook doesn't want you to move too quickly, so they put some restrictions around accounts. This has happened before on calls with our customers. So we will try again in an hour. I'll pause the video and then we'll take it from there. All right, we are back an hour later. Let's go ahead and try this again. Okay, Kelly Chiropractic was created. Now we need to confirm our email address. And so I'm going to go to my email here. So I will select this and I will hit confirm. And then that's going to ask me to log in. So we'll log in and we are in. We have officially created a business manager. And as you can see under people that Heather Kelly, I own this. Your client's name should be here because you're doing this under their account. Unless you're doing it for your company, then it would be your name or whoever owns the account you're logging in from. And they should have automatically full control over everything. So this is why I say start here, because now we have global permissions over whatever we create in our business manager. And creating a business page or creating an ad account is going to be so much more simplified when we do it in here, because you're going to bring it in here anyway to share with partners and things like that. The next thing we're going to do is go over here to ad accounts, and we're going to create a new ad account for Kelly Chiropractic. And we're going to do that by selecting add, create new account. And I'm going to give it a name. And again, this is going to be all congruent with the name Kelly Chiropractic because that's the company that I'm creating the ads for. So Kelly Chiropractic. And set their time zone. So we'll say we're on Detroit time. And then the US dollar. So set your currency. Then we'll hit next. And then this ad account will be used for my business. And we'll hit create. All right. And then we're going to select their account profile person. So Heather Kelly would be the owner of this business manager, this Facebook account. We're going to select them and we're going to give them full control over this ad account. Again, this is just an easy way that we are assigning full control, full access to the user on this account. And then we'll go ahead and hit assign. Next, account is successfully created. So the next thing we want to do is add payment info. If you don't have their payment info yet, you can hit close and you can add it in later. However, this would cause a couple flags with Facebook. They may or may not disable your ad account at this point. Once you add the payment info, though, it will get unrestricted, undisabled. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Add payment info. And again, go ahead and fill this out. It should autofill with what you previously set it up to do. So we'll go ahead and hit next. And then we're going to add a debit or credit card. So we'll select this one, hit next. And then we'll go ahead and fill this out. And once I'm done filling this out, I will hit save. So after you've hit save, then it will say success. The card was successfully saved and we will hit done. All right, so essentially our ad account is ready to go. There are a couple of things that you should know. So I'll go ahead and open up my ad account here. Okay, so the view it takes you to when you select the Open in Ads Manager is actually going to be your ad campaigns. So this is the view where you would see all of the ads that you've been running. Oftentimes when you log in to your ads manager, it will actually take you to your account overview. So just a heads up, if you see this page, go ahead and go here, and then it will take you directly to your ad account. And then a couple of other things to note, your billing is here. So if you did want to come in later and add in the credit card information on your client's account, then you could select billing and then select payment methods right here or payment settings. And that will take you to this page where you can add a payment method on file. Now, the other things that you need to know is this is a brand new ad account. You'll notice I've got some restrictions on my account. A $2 payment threshold is a threshold that Facebook will put on my Facebook account. And basically what it is I can't spend past $2 before Facebook charges me. Facebook wants to protect themselves as much as possible. And so they've had spammers in the past that rack up these huge advertising bills and then never come back to their accounts ever again. So what they decided to do was instead of allowing people to spend a large amount, they're only going to let them spend $2 at a time, and then it's going to charge them for every $2 that they spent. So for example, if my daily ad spend was $40 a day, every time my ad spent $2, Facebook would automatically charge my card. Okay, so that's how the payment threshold works. Also, the other thing to know about the payment threshold is when you're starting out, Facebook controls what the payment threshold is. And then as it trusts you, as it sees you're going to make your payments, then it will gradually open up that payment threshold to where it won't be $2 every time I spend, $2. So that payment threshold will automatically be adjusted by Facebook. You really don't need to do anything other than perhaps asking your client, once your payment threshold is met, how much do you want to spend before Facebook charges you? Just so they have a little bit of control over that. They don't want to spend $5,000 and then get hit all at once with a big old $5,000 bill. The other thing to take note of is this daily spending limit. And again, this is set by Facebook. And since I have a new ad account, they're going to set this low. So let's say my Facebook ad budget is $40 a day. They're not going to let me spend $40 per day at first. They're only going to let me spend up to $25. And again, this will start to open up once they start to trust me, once they see that I'm paying my bills. So this is something just to be aware of, something to share with your clients, especially this $2 payment threshold, because their credit card companies are going to get billed $2 12, 13 times a day. And they might see that as suspicious activity. Something might get shut down. It's just something to keep an eye on. Typically with new ad accounts, new Facebook pages, you just have to be a little bit more on guard with making sure everything stays okay. Typically after 30 days of running ads regularly, you should be out of the woods. All right, guys. So before we leave our ads manager here, I want to just take us over to the campaign view and really just talk about best practices for running an ad for the first month of having a brand new Facebook ad account. If you have a brand new ad account, you want to launch one ad, and you want to do that for 30 days. You don't want to run 5 ads all at once. That's a really great way to get your ad account shut down. So again, Facebook wants to start to trust you. Anything that will make them feel suspicious about your ad account, about your Facebook page, about how you log in, they're going to start restricting your account. So a protection for you guys is if you have a new ad account, even if you have an old page, does not matter. If you have a new ad account, run one ad for 30 days. And then after that, you can go crazy. And that's typically the rule of thumb that's going to keep you really safe and keep your account from getting restricted. And just to be clear, let's say you're running one ad and it's not doing great and you want to switch it up. That's fine. What I mean is only run one ad at a time. So if you launch an ad and you wait a couple of days and you just be like, you know what, this is not doing great. Let's turn it off and let's switch to something else. That's totally fine. Just don't have multiple ads active at the same time. So that is it for the ad account. The next thing we're going to do is go and set up a business Facebook page. And again, we are going to be doing this inside of your client's business manager, or if this is for you, inside of your business manager. Okay, so we're going to go to add and we're going to go to create a new page. And then we're going to enter in some details about this. So what is the page name? Since I'm doing this for my client, Kelly Chiropractic, that's going to be the name of my page. It should be the name of your business. Okay, and then category, pick a category that best fits your company, fits your client's company. All right, chiropractor, and you can pick up to 3. So feel free to pick 3 to really hone in and help people understand what you do. And then bio, write about what your business does. And so what kind of services do they provide? This just helps people understand you a little bit more and helps set up the page, helps Facebook algorithm find you. So I'm just going to fill this in really quick. We are a chiropractic clinic that specializes in decompression therapy and neuropathy. All right, next. Okay, so are you sure you want to continue? Summary of the change. Basically, in our business manager, we're creating a Facebook page. Once created, business admins with full control of this asset of our business manager will also be able to manage the page. So we agree to that. That's what we want. Create page. Looks like we already manage a page named Kelly Chiropractic, so we need to change the name, which is fine. You probably won't have that issue, but we'll do Kelly Chiropractic DC. Okay, agree, create. All right, page was created successfully. Awesome. So we will go ahead and hit done. And now what we'll see, if we refresh here, is we've got our Facebook page. And I just want to double check and make sure the people who should have access to this and full admin control do. So it looks like Heather has control of everything. That's perfect. That's what we want. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in and set up this Facebook page. We'll go in by selecting View Page. And in order to make changes, Facebook has this strange thing that they want you to switch essentially to this page. So we'll go ahead and hit switch. Hit switch. Once you're done with this, you will need to switch back to your own profile when you want to post as yourself. But we're essentially, the profile we are logged in as is Kelly Chiropractic. Okay, so with your client, you're going to want to make sure the whole idea behind what we're accomplishing here is to make this page seem like a real business. We don't want it to look like a fly-by-night business. We want it to be real, substantial. We want images. We want it to be images of actual things. I like to tell people, get a picture of the front of your clinic for, our chiropractors. You don't have to do that, but just making it more real is going to help. Do you have a picture of your staff members, something like that? All of these things are just going to help Facebook trust their account a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and add a cover photo. And I'm sure you guys have heard of Canva before. It's a very useful tool, not only for creating things, but knowing what size things should be. So if I type in Facebook cover, then it's going to automatically pull up the correct size that the cover photo should be. So the metrics. So I'll just go ahead and create one from nothing, and I'll add my photos in here. And you guys, you don't have to have the exact measurements because Facebook will adjust your picture to fill the cover. It just might not be centered. Okay, this is not great, but it's something. So you get the idea. I've got my cover photo here and I'm going to upload it into my account. Okay, I'm going to add cover photo, upload my photo, and select that in there. And it's good. I'll go ahead and select Save Changes. All right, so there is that. The next thing I want to do is add in another image here. It can be your client's logo. It can be their name again. It can be their image, whatever they want to put there. So we will go ahead and grab our image, upload from our computer here. We've got our doctor. There we go. We'll center that around his face. And we'll save. If you want to add a description in, you sure can, but you don't need to. All right, so the next thing you want to do is start to fill a little bit more information about this particular business. So we're going to go to Edit Details here. And I want to make sure that my address is in here. And if they're virtual, that's okay. You can leave that out. And then I want to make sure their hours are here. And I want to add a website, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and add your address. Okay, so once I've got my address put in there, the next thing I want to do is update this map. Now, for whatever reason, Facebook's map does not pay attention to the address that you type in. And so what we have to do is actually zoom out, and we want to make sure and drag and drop that pin to wherever it is that you need it to be. So we'll drag it over here and you can zoom in as close as you need to in order to have this pin be in the location that you want it to be. And if it was someone like my chiropractor, I would want this pin to be their actual office. So we would zoom in and we would find the correct street name and we would drop it in there. And once we were done, we would hit save. The reason that this is important, that you have this map, is because this map is what UpHex uses to target your ads. So when you launch an ad using UpHex, it will ask you to put a radius, and that radius is based on this pin. So if it's a 10-mile radius, then the ad is going to be shown in a 10-mile radius around this pin, not around this address, okay? One other weird, quirky thing that took me forever to figure out is if you move this pin and then you need to save, it will not let you do that. You actually have to make some kind of edit to the address itself, and then it will allow you to make that change. It will allow you to save the address there. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our website. So you would grab their website, add it in here, save. If they have other social links like Instagram or TikTok or whatever, you can add those in. It's not a requirement. You can add in hours if you would like. Again, anything just to make your page seem a little bit more real. And if they're online or whatever, you can just say always open. We'll do 8 a.m. to 5. We've got military time going on here. And you get the idea. So we would fill out the rest of this as you would. I'll just go ahead and hit save for purposes today. We would want to add in a phone number. Go ahead and save that. And if they have a company email address, I would enter that in as well. All right, and save. Okay, so going back over these really quick, really just as much information that you can put in here to make it seem legit and real is what you want to try and do. That's the whole objective here. When we worked with our clients on this, this really was what we checked for, that there was an address, a phone number, an email, a website, and that the map was on there and targeted correctly. Other than that, we really didn't go through. I did tell my clients, if you want to go through and fill more information out about your clinic, you certainly can. But really, these are the things that we really need on there. So now that that is done, the next thing that we want to do is post. So what we told our clients who had a brand new Facebook page was we need to start seeding your page. And what this will do is it will help Facebook to start to trust you. The protocol that we gave our clients was 1 post a day for 7 days. And we would book a call with them in 7 days. Because typically, if someone needed a Facebook page, we were doing this on our onboarding call. So we would book a call with them in 7 days. And we'd say, okay, your homework, post something once a day. It has to be about your company. It can be an image with a, hey, this is our office. It can be what you guys provide. It can be tips or whatever to do with back health since we're chiropractors. But it needs to be about your clinic. And the reason for that is because Facebook's algorithm takes a few things into an account when it's optimizing your ads. And one of those things is reading your page and understanding what kind of company you are. And so the more information you have about your company, the better off you're going to be. So when you're helping your clients think about what to post, those are the parameters you're working with. So I'm going to go ahead and add an image. All right, so welcome to our new clinic. We're excited to be servicing the Boise area. And then I would hit post. Simple as that. I would tell people, we'll go ahead and cancel an event. I would also tell people you don't need to really think too deeply about this. It shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes per day to post something on Facebook. And there we go. We're starting to look more real already. So once they had that done, and once we added these things in and filled this out, we considered that good enough. And then as far as maintenance goes, I would tell my clients, once a week is great to post something on Facebook. Once a month is probably fine too. Just make sure you're being consistent. People want to see that you're present on here. Pick a day in the week to have it be your Facebook time. Okay, guys, so that is it with setting up your Facebook assets. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.